Attention, please. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Crypto Night Show. Your host Superman in the house. Hope you guys are doing well out there. And yeah, we're gonna have a fun time today, of course, because the markets are green. Everyone like that? Hope so. Hope everyone likes that. Anyway, we're gonna cover all the markets: stock market, Bitcoin, Ethereum. We've got a lot of Ethereum. About 1.9 million Ethereum went off the exchanges. What? What's going on? Supply being removed. We're going to check that out too. I haven't seen too much commentary on it, but it's pretty significant. We're going to check that out. That's like a pretty major little move, a little setup going on over in the for the rebound, right? For the rebound, bullish for the end of the year, right? Bullish for the end of the year. We're going to check that out as well. Interest rates looking more likely. We're swinging back into the more favorable interest rate cut. Kind of cool. And yeah, I guess the only other thing out there is we've got the interest rates and the Supreme Court on the emergency tariff. We're keeping an eye on those two things, but other than that, everything looking pretty good. AI is stories picking up again. So yeah, the correction behind us looking good. All right, so yeah, we're going to get into what else? We're doing Pulse Chain markets. Obviously, we're gearing up for Railgun coming to Pulse Chain with Tornado Cash, Railgun Wallet. We're going to get into all of that as well, do a Liberty Swap update. That is getting exciting. People are excited about that. The chart's starting to move up on the back of that. We've got some liquidity movements happening probably in the next hour or two, something like that, I think, for the Liberty Swap. So let's see how we smoothly transition through that as they upgrade their contracts. We've also got the monster thread, man. Number 29 is out. Big shout out to MBS Crypto out there. And of course, they went out last night. Monster thread 29. And that is all the hottest Pulse Chain news over the last week. So you definitely want to check that out. But we're going to read through it anyway later on. And we're also going to do a update for the ProveX as well. So that's a little sneak preview of some of the topics today. And don't forget to share the show on X. Just to take a moment to hit the repost button. Helps a lot. Now, a big shout out to all the new people over on YouTube. Getting a lot of new followers there. So a big shout out over there. Really appreciate that. And I was wondering why I had all these emoji buttons coming up, and I was wondering why, because my mic was sitting on the keyboard, the keyboard button that had the right one. So just the way it goes. All right, we've got some good stuff. I just realized there's some new features in the studio here. I'm not sure. Does this work? Let me try it, guys, just as we go. Don't know what's going to happen. Hey, that is cool. I like that. Okay, cool. That is pretty neat. All right, so let's get into the show, guys. Let's kick it into the stock market and go for gold here. Go for gold as well. I just realized I haven't even got the studio up and running. That's my bad. We lost the music magic. We lost the music magic there, or the movie magic, I should say. All right, so let's get into it. We've got a question in there. I'll get to that later on. I heard someone else talk something about that. So we'll talk about that later on. All right, so we got S&P 500 surges on Alphabet as leads revival in the tech trade. So the markets did a really nice rebound yesterday. I mean, overnight. This is Monday, remember, US time. So we finally got US on board. We got the Dow Jones up 0.44%, 203 points, guys, to 46,448. Nice little rebound there. Let's have a look at the charts on this too. We'll go for the last year, and you can see obviously we came off the top there. We were up around 47. We're at 46. So we're still down about 650 points, but that's a nice little gainer today. S&P 500 is up 1.5%, guys. That's awesome. Up 102% at 102 points, I should say, to 6,700 points. Remember, Tom Lee's target for the end of the year was 7,000. He said if we get 8,000, then that kind of eats into some of the gain that we might get next year. And if it obviously, particularly if it hit 9,000. So if we get a really strong move, which we are expecting into the end of the year, that'd be the case. So, we'll see whether we get the gain this year or next year. We've got the rebound here. So we had the top of this around about 6,900. We're at 6,700, 200 points below that top at the moment. NASDAQ at the moment up 2.7%. What a great day for the NASDAQ with all the tech companies. And, of course, the AI theme is playing out there. And that's up almost 600 points. Woohoo! All right. So we're up to 22,872 on the index of NASDAQ. And we can see that over the year there, where we come down from, about 23,600. And we're at 22,900 almost. So what's that, 700 points from the top, which is a nice little pullback there. US dollar is sitting still at 100, around 100, so that's pretty steady. And as you guys know, I'm really more in the strong US dollar camp, so that is kind of cool. The reason why you'd have a weak dollar is to be more competitive with the exports. But remember, the US is the main consumer in the world, and so having a strong US dollar is probably more important there. And it's definitely come down. When Trump came in, it was 108. When Trump came in, it's 100 now, so it has depreciated since then. But it's not as weak as 97, 96, what we saw a little while back there. Commodities, we've got West Texas at $58.92, up 1.9%. So interesting jump there. And Brent oil at $62.73. But remember, this is way down from when Trump came in. You can see when Trump came in up here, we're up around $75, $76, and we're at $59 now. So we're down about, $16, $17, which is fantastic, right? You guys know that to get the economy going, you've got two things you need to get to. You need to get the physicals market down in terms of energy. So you have to get the oil price down. And obviously, we're talking about America. Very few countries, basically only America really probably could do it quite easily. There's a couple others that could have impacts there, but really the US. And of course, so you get the inputs into the US economy down, and then you can start dragging down all the prices, particularly prices that you want to see come down, like food and things like that. So that's starting to play out. We're also great for the summer. The US had their summer, right? I'm not there, of course, but price of gallon was coming down, and Trump's talking about heading towards $2. I think it's what $2.70, something like that. You guys can let me know in the US, but I think around about $2.70, which has already come down a lot under the Biden period, of course. And so that's exciting. The other thing, of course, is interest rates. You want to get the financial markets. So you got the physical markets, the financial markets. You want to get the financial markets down. Of course, Trump can influence that, but he doesn't have control of it. It's the Fed. But we are seeing some of the presence on the Fed starting to move in that direction for another rate cut and continue that rate cut cycle, which is so bullish for crypto. And of course, also moving the quantitative easing from tightening to neutral to easing. So those are some of the monetary policy stuff we're seeing. All right, so we've got gold at the moment, $4,170. So really nice move on gold today, at 1.3%, $54. Silver back up as well, 2.5%, $1.24 on silver. Big move on silver, and that is at $51.15. So really good news there. And I know for those that have been accumulating the stuff, would be very, very happy about that. All right, so that is where we are with the commodities. Let's read a little bit of the commentary there. Alphabet leads the tech revival as AI stocks attempt to come back. Alphabet rose more than 5% amid optimism that its AI model Gemini, which announced a major update last week, is closing the gap on ARC rival OpenAI. In a leaked memo, OpenAI CEO Sam Altman, now we know Sam Altman's a pretty sort of weird, evil kind of guy. He's one of these sort of characters out of a movie, unfortunately. Reportedly admitted that Google recent success could create some temporary economic headwinds for the company. Other AI-related stocks, including NVIDIA and Oracle, were also in the green. Now, this is where it gets really exciting for us in crypto. Obviously, we want the AI theme to keep going, right? Because if the stock market keeps going, that's the wealth effect for us. And the wealth effect is good generally for crypto. Just one of those key things that we want to continue going. Sentiment on rate cuts have improved after New York Fed President John Williams on Friday called for a rate cut in December. Oh, yay! We like that. We like that. That's what we're talking about. Yeah. So bullish there, and contrasting more cautious comments from other Fed officials and presenting a split outlook amongst Fed members on the December decision. This view was matched by Federal Reserve Governor Christopher Waller, who said Monday he is advocating for an interest rate cut in December meeting, citing little change in economic data since the last Fed meeting. And of course, bets on a December interest rate cut have since rebounded sharply in recent sessions, with the probability of a 25 basis point cut, which is a quarter of a percentage point, jumping to around 69% from 44% a week earlier. A host of long-delayed economic readings are due. And this is, remember, we had the government shutdown. So we came out of that after 43 days. A host of long-delayed economic readings are due this week. And this is very important. We're waiting for new data to support our rate cut. And this is hyper bullish for our big recovery that we want on the old crypto after having the big liquidation event since the 10th of October. And of course, Tom Lee pointed out that there was a bit of a glitch in the matrix there. And it caused one of the big market makers to have an issue. So, 6 to 8 weeks recovery. Looks like we're starting to get that. Good start to this week. So heading up pretty well. A host of long-delayed economic readings are due this week and will offer some clues on the health of the U.S. economy and thus the Fed's decision. Producer inflation, retail sales, and industrial production prints for September are due on Tuesday. So that's tomorrow. We'll have the results for that. While the third quarter GDP data is due Wednesday. Now, it's the GDP data that may get hit a little bit by quite a bit even, by the government shutdown for 43 days with the government's contribution to that. So we'll keep a lookout for that. We have kind of been, indicated by the White House, some of the advisors there, that we may see the GDP number come back a little bit as well. So that would potentially mean, support the rate cuts too. Any signs of a cooling labour market, any economic growth are likely to support a case for the more easing by the Fed. But the central bank is still seen flying semi-blind into the December meeting with the important November payrolls report, which will also include some of the delayed October release, not due until after the meeting this year. So that's going to be after the meeting. So that might actually play into next next year's rate cut. And on a geopolitical front, President Trump said he had accepted an invite to meet Chinese President Xi Jinping in April, following a very good call. Obviously, we know there's a lot of gaming going on between the two superpowers there. Trump reciprocated by extending an invitation to Xi for the US later in the year. Now, as you guys know, it's probably very low probability of any Chinese invasion of Taiwan, because we know that was to occur. And United States intervenes along with its partners, that would be, basically a World War II type of event, right? So we don't want that. No one wants that. I don't think China wants that in many ways, because they realize that they really haven't had any major skirmish since 1969, and even though they built a big military, it hasn't really been tested. Whereas America's very good at fighting wars. They've been fighting them for decades, right? Good and the bad, but you just don't want to be stoking the bear there. Hopefully we'll have peace, and it looks like hopefully these meetings will consistently give us that peace that we want, because it's no joke, right? It's no joke for those sort of things. And I remember listening to my grandparents talking about the World War II and things like that. One of my grandmother worked in the War Office in London, which is actually a museum now. They basically locked it down after the war. It's basically, go look at it. It's just like looking back. It's like you're almost there at the back of the time. It's crazy. If you haven't seen the War Room in London, definitely check it out. That's assuming you get there safely without getting knife attacked or something like that, or jihadied or something like that. So good luck. Good luck. Trump reciprocated by extending an invitation to Xi on US later in the year. The update stoked investor expectations that the meetings could pave the way to de-escalate trade tension between the two world's largest economies. So that's what we want to see happen there, right? That's the play. So that is the update for the stock market and economics. So we've got some economic data coming out. Let's have a look at the Fed rate monitor, see where we are right now. 2 weeks and 1 day and 20 hours to go, guys, to the 10th of December meeting. And look at that rate cut expectation, guys. Woo! Yeah, boy. 81.7%. We like that. Oh my gosh. So very cool. That is very neat. Yeah. That is awesome, guys. I'm very stoked about that. That's very cool. And I was believing in that, because I just thought on the weight of evidence that we were still going to be on track there for the rate cut, and it's looking even better now than we could have imagined at 81.7%. Now, remember, just think about the economic data that we've got. So inflation's around about 3% at the moment. The federal funds rate's 4%, so it's 1 percentage point above. And typically a good rule of thumb is to have a 1-to-1 ratio. So 3% on the federal funds rate. We're still 1 percentage point ahead of that. So yeah, we should see a rate cut for sure coming in December. That would make a lot of sense. But of course, Jerome Powell, he's pretty clueless on these things, and he's caused a lot of trouble. So there we go. That's where we are. So good news, guys. This is what we want to see for crypto. All right, so that's pretty much it for now. So we've got economic news coming out tomorrow. We'll cover that when it comes out. Hope you guys enjoyed that quick update from investing.com, which is a bit of a left-leaning site like many others. We got contaminated. These guys, they take over our institutions, which is terrible. They indoctrinate our young people, and our system gets absolutely captured, and it sucks. It sucks. And it takes a lot of brave people to stand up against those systems. United States has has a lot of those, but in my country, unfortunately, we have got we don't we have very, very few people, and so yeah, wish us luck, guys. Wish us luck. It's a bit sad, All right, so let's jump over to the crypto markets and see where we are right now. Let's jump over to CoinGecko, and we've got crypto at 3.127 trillion. So we crossed over the 3 trillion mark, and now we're starting to make a bit of a move. We're up 2%. We've got Bitcoin right now at 88,900, so we're almost back over the 90,000. We'll check that out in a minute. We are up 1.2% for the 24 hours. Ethereum is up 4.7% at 29.62. That is a very bullish sign on Ethereum, and we're going to build out some of the bullish activity with the exchanges there. Looks like something like 1.9 million ETH has left the exchanges. I haven't seen much about that, though, so I don't know whether people haven't caught up on it or not. We've got XRP at the moment is up 8.8%, $2.28, $2.25, I should say. That's really good at number 4. BNB up 1.9% at $867 at number 5. Solana at 4.8% at $139 at number 6. Tron at number 8 up 0.3% at 27.6 cents. Finally, Doge there is up 4% at 15.25 cents. Now, those are our top 10. Best performer at the moment is XRP up 8.8%. And of course, over the last 7 days, the best performer is actually Solana up 5.7% in the top 10. Now, I want to talk about Cardano or ADA there in a minute, but that's at number 11 right now, up 3.8% at 43 cents. Now, I might just break a little bit and talk about that. So we had Hodgkinson here. Obviously, it'd been in the news a little bit. We'd been talking about that briefly, just like touching it. But Cardano chain split was a deliberate attack. So that has happened, not a bug. So Cardano there, Charles Hodgkinson saying that he was personally attacked from the looks of it. So the attack was targeted directly at himself. He called it sabotage of critical infrastructure and called the authorities. So apparently somebody that had worked in the team, a former stake pool operator and early contributor, had triggered a temporary fork through a mailed form transaction. He says the person used knowledge from the Cardano's or ADA's testnet days to craft a transaction that would disrupt the block production and exploit validation inconsistencies across node versions. So a pretty malicious attack from his point of view. This was a devastating attack, could have caused billions of dollars of damage on the big network. So it's the attack targeted Hodgkinson's own pool as well. So leading the founder to suggest the intent was personal. Hodgkinson also said that he referred the case to law enforcement and U.S. authorities there. So that was a bit of the big drama there with the old ADA. So, when's ADA not full of drama? I don't know. Remember how it's the ADA is kind of a chain made by PhDs, right? But it's really not done what people thought it would do. Certainly, as far as I know, hasn't taken over Ethereum with the smart contract aspects of it. So, or neither the valuation. I mean, look at the valuation at the moment, 15.7 billion. So it's still amazing. But, look at Ethereum, 358 billion. So there we go. All right. So that's some of the highlights there. Let's go to the top 100. We can see that rain token is sitting at number 65. It's got a nice little cool rain sort of emoji there, animated emoji. That's up 131%. So it's absolutely jumped into the top 100, number 65, and 115% over the last 24 hours. And that is sitting at 0.8 of a penny, 1.9 billion almost. And look at that chart. You can see it's just up and to the right there. Number 2 in the top 100 is White Bitcoin. That's up 15%, sitting at number 13. Number 3 is World Liberty Financial, up 14.7%, and that is sitting at number 38. Bitcoin Cash at number 4 is up 12.5% at number 15 spot. And number 100 of the 100 is actually number 5. And the top performers up 8.2%. And that is XDC Network. So those are the top 100 over the last week. Let's go to the top gainers and top 1,000. We've got Rain up 115,000, 115%. So obviously getting in the top 100 now. We've got Pippin up 134%, and we've got Meta Arena up 42%. Let's have a quick look at Rain here. Let's deep dive just a little bit. And of course, you can see that's just absolutely trounced it. So it launched 12th of September and just got absolutely pumped here from 3600th of a penny to 8/10 of a penny. Up it goes, and yeah, on the move there. So let's have a look at the website quickly. And decentralized prediction markets protocol. Now, obviously, people have been, pretty excited about prediction markets being one of the big trends, of course. So it looks like this is, capitalizing on that whole move. So yeah, TVL pretty small still at the moment, 1.68 million. Volume it says is 6.5 million at the moment. So yeah, keep an eye out on that. And I guess you can explore the markets. Let's have a quick look at that too. Do they have dark mode? They have dark mode? Yeah, they do. Let's go dark mode. So this is Rain. It's in beta as well, from the looks of it. And so they got the prediction markets here. Now we know this prediction market that Jack Levin is working on for X1. We're excited about that. So this is an example here. I'm not sure what chain's it on. I'm not sure what the chain that is. Avalanche is it? Yeah, we got will Donald Trump or Elon Musk post about Rain protocol on X before the end of November? Will Rain's official X account have over or under? So we've got lots of these different questions. Will Tom Lee's prediction of 150k Bitcoin and 7,000 Ethereum by the end of 2025 come true? So there we go. That's on the mark right now. And this prediction markets look like one of the hot things right now. And so the first couple are probably going to do pretty well, I would say. So that is the old Rain token. Let's have a look at the trending right now. We got Monad, Fero, and Rain obviously trending there overall. So that's our cryptocurrency overview. Let's deep dive a bit into Bitcoin, and let's see where we are at here. So we've got a death cross here back on the 16th of November, and this is Bitcoin on Coinbase. And we've obviously came down a lot. We talked about that yesterday, so I'm not going to go into that too much. But we've got a nice little green day pump today, and that's nice to see, right? So we've already pumped about 10% back up, and we were down at 80,700. We're now at almost 89,000. Today, have we been over 90,000? Not yet. So, it'd be nice to get a nice move back over that 90K and head back on upwards there. And hopefully this little death cross will be a very short-lived one, right? As we move into December. And now that we've got that, 80% expectation of a rate cut, man, it could be game on, right? Game on. And so this becomes just a bit of a distant memory, as it were, because obviously it was a significant pullback here. And if you take it from the top of Bitcoin, new all-time high back here on the 6th of October, so 6th of October, we were up at 126,000 or so. And so we came down pretty strong. And, we come down to 36% retrace. And of course, we do get these in crypto. We're used to it a lot more than obviously stock market. 5-10% decrease is a big deal. And of course, it's a much broader market. But it's 36% here at the moment over 47 days. So there we go. That death cross there. Hopefully we keep the green going, and we're on the way up there. We're certainly, the interest rates, I think, is the bullish stuff there. We'll keep a lookout for the economic data tomorrow and the rest of the week. All right, so that's Bitcoin right now. Ethereum obviously was coming up to a death cross, and you can see it's touching right now. But I said to you, yesterday we're going to need some really nice big green candles. But even that probably won't, maybe not defend us, and we might just get a little bit of a fake out rather than Bitcoin, which the death cross basically played out, or albeit delayed a little bit. This here, hopefully we'll get a bit of a fake out, and we'll just keep rising up into December. And now we're getting all the right economic news that we wanted to do that. So that's really bullish. Like I say, the two big events that we can see clearly at the moment is the Supreme Court judgment on the emergency tariffs, and of course also the interest rate cut this 10th of December. So that's kind of where we're tracking at the moment. So yeah, we're climbing up. Let's see if we can get back over 3K as well. It was very positive that we got between 28 and 2900. That was a very key mark, and now we're pushing higher. So we're actually going to another level. That's really cool for Ethereum. Obviously, 3,000 is the key to get over. Now, today's high is 2985. So we've still got a little bit of work to do there, but nice to see some nice little V-shaped recovery into December. Would be very, very nicely, I'm sure. All right, so that is Ethereum, and of course, what's driving Ethereum there? Well, we've got Bitmine immersion. It is leading the pack by a long way. I'm not sure what's happened with a lot of these other ones like SharpLink, etc. Bit Digital, Mantle, Golem, Ethzilla. We know that quite a few of these are trying to raise capital. FG Nexus, of course, 20 billion. So nothing happened there. So are they going to be late movers? We shall see. And obviously with the leverage pullback, maybe there's a bit of a shock there, but Bitmine immersion, Tom Lee's on the game. He knows what's happening. And another 70,000 ETH being disclosed as bought. And that is exciting. Now we know since this time that Tom Lee, that they've actually bought even more. So they bought some more, I think, yesterday. So they're just buying every week, guys. These guys are smart, man. They obviously, you have to have a belief, but and they were down $4 billion. Remember, on the actual Bitmine immersion, the BMNR valuation. But man, they are looking good, man. We're at 3.63 million ETH. They're heading towards 6 million. They're now at 60% of their target. They want 5%. Remember that sovereign put, 5% of that market. And so, continuing on there. And Tom Lee's loving these prices, guys. He's just loving them. And hilarious. He's going to get himself well positioned for the Ethereum bull run that we're expecting over the next 10 years. In particular, I think it's going to be pretty powerful in the next 1 to 2 years in particular. But it is looking like a 10-year re-rate, and of course that network value, to $60,000. Now that will be relative to Bitcoin, of course. So if we go from 0.03% ratio to 0.07 or even higher, the price of Ethereum could be absolutely legit, and therefore that makes the Richard Hart hit Ethereum holdings for the sacrifice, and obviously what he's got perhaps around the AA lobby. This we talk about could be possibly up towards 1.2 million Ethereum that Richard Hart may be controlling somewhere there, possibly. So it could be pretty mega big. So we'll see what happens in that space. And of course, if Ethereum re-rates like that, imagine the immense power that Richard would have if those assumptions there hold true. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. All right, so that's kind of where we are right now. Maybe glory just takes 5 years rather than 2 years, right? That's the play. All right, so that's kind of where we are right now with Bitmine immersion. So pretty exciting. Now the other big drama we saw is look at this, guys. Look at this. Is the exchange, the Ethereum exchange? It's just dropped off. Now I'm assuming that this is all correct. Because occasionally we do get weird data things on charts, but it's gone. We were already excited because when the Ethereum acquisition firms were buying, we were up at 20.2, I think it was, on the exchanges. We got a data notice here. Not sure, exchange reserve data. It's currently missing. Yeah, okay, so it's missing there. So I thought something was a bit weird. So we'll have looks like it is an error. So we'll have to wait till that fixes up. We've got onwards, we expect November 22nd expect to be fully restored in the near future. So we might have to ignore that. I did think it was weird, such a big amount there. So it doesn't look like it's maybe just missing some data there from what did I say? The Coinbase. So obviously one of the big ones. So we'll have to ignore that. But yeah, it was just weird. All right, so that's going to lead us into Pulse Chain. Before we do that, though, let's say hello to a few people that have jumped in the chat. We got Crypto Coffee still bullish on Xgame. Now, I understand that Xgame, we were pretty open-minded about where that was heading. Obviously, we had seen quite a lot of comments from Firewall, not very happy about the Pulse Chain community and the way that was handled. Now, obviously, responsibility for the launch phases and strategy and the stuff is, Firewall does hold on to that. So, he has to make judgments about how he's going to create value, who he can trust and things like that. So there's a lot of issues around that. You can go check that out online. The other thing is the X game was, I think it was, let me just check to see if it's still running up here. I did get someone notified me, but I'm not sure. I hadn't actually got the check. Um, just logging onto the game to see, what the status of the game is because I hadn't been in it for a few days. Yeah, so it looks like it is offline. So I'm not sure what's happening there. We were expecting a second game that was in development as well. So we'll just have to. I don't know. It just doesn't look positive at this stage, but we'll have to find out some information. I don't know enough about if anyone's done any investigation about that. But definitely the game looks offline right now. I tried to log on. What else there? We got Polstein Hexagon and House there. What do you think of Monad launch? I haven't actually looked at Polstein Hexagon, so maybe I'll try and look at after that as well. So there's two things you've given me to work on there. We got Frank White in House there. Bang, bang. Pulse Gang. Good to see Frank White. Big shout out. Sean O'Malley as well. Good morning, all. Big shout out there, Sean. If you guys haven't checked out the Strategy Club, definitely find out the links in the video description. Join up today. DJ and Hexagon in the House there. 5555. I like that. I like that a lot. All right, so let's jump into Pulse Chain, shall we? And get into day number 927. Can you believe it? So, we got two things going on, right? We've always got the market going on. We've got what's going on with Pulse Chain. We've got kind of two things. And sometimes we get double hit, right? We get double hit, especially when Richard's playing some chess moves right now. So we're going to get into that. So let's talk about that a little bit. So we're day 927 since Pulse Chain launched on the 13th of May, 2023. And we got Pulse price at the moment, quadruple 0195. It is up 0.7%. So up just very tiny. Now we were sitting at 1800th of a penny, so we're at least we're up from that. We're at 19.5. We're not back over 2000 though. We're just below that. PulseX at the moment up 1.4% at quadruple 0129 at 13% of the mean sacrifice price, and the buy and burn sitting at 8.17%. Is the PulseX buy and burn, and this is some of the innovations that Richard pulled into the DEX, right? So Richard forked quite a bit of things, but he did quite a few innovations as well. PulseX with the buy and burn there. Incentive token at the moment is at 75 cents. It's just down almost 1%, and we've got Hex at the moment at 4 tenths. Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze or something. 4 cents, 4 tenths of a penny, down 1.2%. And we've got EHEX at 1300th of a penny, pretty much the same as yesterday. Combined price of EX and PX is at just under 5300th of a penny right now. So super good deal for the old Hex at the moment. Let's go into the gas prices. Gas at the moment, 190,000 beats, so super cheap on Pulse Chain at the moment. 1/10 of a penny for a PulseX swap. Validators at the moment, 52,200, pretty similar to yesterday. I think might be down slightly. And then the bridge at the moment, let's have a look at that. 83.4 million. We're at 83.8 yesterday, so we might be down 400k on that. I think. I'm not sure what's driving that, but maybe. Yeah, we're down. It looks like we're down a little bit there. I'm pretty sure we're at 83.8, so maybe around that. Let's have a look at the Pulse Chain stats, and we'll see what the bridge value was yesterday. Now we're obviously coming up to a bridge update in about an hour or so. Unfortunately, the timing doesn't quite work out with the show. But yesterday we were down 145. So we've had down days several days in a row, and hopefully we'll get a reversal today. Let's fingers crossed, guys. We get a reversal today on that. All right, so that is the Pulse Chain stats. Let's jump into the markets. And at the moment we got 6.6 million volume on a weekday. It's pretty crap. Let's be fair, you guys. We gotta say it how it is, right? It's kind of weekend volume on a weekday. It's not great. We were sitting around 12 million, right? Which was pretty bad too. I mean, it wasn't great, but 12 million. But now we're even only 6.6 million. Say what? Yeah, it is what it is. We do have some projects that are moving though. So we got Whale Bay there, been around for over 9 months, and that is up 78% again today. So it's I think it was leading yesterday, wasn't it? Yeah, so it's continued to plow up there with some good volume. So today's volume 37k, liquidity 71 on the main pair, and 288 market cap. So market cap's still pretty friendly there. I'm not sure who's launched this. If you guys know, let me know in the chat. Whale is the main token on the ecosystem, followed by its clubs HOD hold, sorry, and 5555. Well, we got DG and Hexkin with the 5555 today. So yeah, Whalebait is a meme-driven DeFi ecosystem within Pulse Chain. It's connected to 6 other assets, forming a flywheel. It's definitely got a market maker in here at the moment. Current market cap's micro there. Created by Humpback Holder. There we go, Whalebait. Humpback holder there seems to be a creator. So that is, you definitely see the volume coming in there on the 4 hour. There's a 4 hour chart. And of course, looking at the daily, let's have a look at there. That's the chart. So, yeah, I mean, obviously everything comes in volatility on Pulse Chain, but you can't deny it's doing pretty well at the moment. 0003000. I'm not sure aware of any issues with it at all. I think it's just a pump tires, is it? But once again, do your own due diligence as usual. Own checks. We got Humpback Whale Holder, which seems to be the token associated with the whale, as we just learnt, is up 33%. Let's have a look. What's happened with that? It's gone all weird. Oh, there we go. So that's the hourly chart. So it's on the move as well. A lot of volume going through there. And the chart on the move there, 406700. 43K market cap, so pretty small still. 8,000 volume over 18,000 liquidity. And it's got a similar update there. Welcome to Humpback Holders Club. Located in Whale Bay on the south coast of Hexco, the Humpback Holder Club is a place for sea dwellers. So there we go. What else there? Yep. So anyway, it's got that. Well, they've got a Twitter handle. I don't know much else about it. I'm not promoting it all. We're just going through the data. They've also got their 5555 club. Obviously, part of the whole ecosystem here. So all the ecosystems being pushed up here. A 55 exclusive club for the hardcore. I think that's part of the same thing, right? So on the move at the moment, a little bit of volume there. So it looks like they're dominating there at the moment, and they've got a bit of a market maker or so in there. Maybe a bit of FOMO from the community. I don't know. We've got Zero at the moment tied into the Peacock. So the Peacock is the next sort of team group of projects on the move. So we're at 4300th of a penny right now on the old Zero. Zero, of course, creating their own sort of ecosystem. I think they're doing like movies and news and things like that. So they're out and about. Also tied into the Peacock. Crypto wasn't built for VCs. I think they've got a website. Let's have a quick look at the website. I think this is Gerardo, isn't it? Gerardo? I believe it might be Gerardo, the influencer. Of course, the founder of the big sacrifice of Mintra, which unfortunately didn't fly too well, unfortunately, but it happens. The whole NFT market has really not performed because the chain value is not performing, and it's normally a leverage play on people getting wealthy on the blockchain. It's pretty good play there. So that's their website. Not bad. Pretty cool. Well, they got burned. They burned 98%, and 98% of the LP it seems to be burned. Burn token 632 million, 63% burn, and they got 235 million moving around the place, and it's tied a lot into the Peacock, isn't it? There's some of the holdings got some little treasury, 97k of treasury, so that's ticking away there as well. And it's got the index, right? The index. So this is the Gerardo site, right? So it's got Pulse Chain, Bitcoin, Litecoin, and it's got the Nexus as well. Quick look at that. Pulse Chain Nexus got their news sites, and then they've got the about their trustless index. That's right, educational platform. So that is taken away from Gerardo there. All right, we'll keep an eye out on that, but that's tied into the Peacock. And then we've got Peacock is next at number 5 and number 6. They're up at 12% right now, and we've got a bit of news around these. So we're going to talk about Liberty Swap. Liberty Swap bring major value to Pulse Chain with the rollout, not with everything else they've done, but with the rollout of Railgun Wallet, and of course tied into Tornado Cash and the supporting LPs behind all that. Liberty Swap, bridge swapping, multi-chain, now Railgun, privacy, and all the rest of it. A wallet, I mean, it's getting next level, and this is the last big leg of their roadmap, right? So at the moment they are pushing higher. We're at almost actually we touched 1300th of a penny today, and getting some nice re-rates here. Now the cool thing about this is on the old Peacock, which Liberty Swap is chosen as the golden goose, is that the daily there, the RSI is only at 50. So this could be set up for quite the run in the week ahead. We're expecting that to come up, so exciting times there. So that's kind of where Liberty Peacock is. Let's have a quick look at their news around this and the build up to the launch of Railgun. Before we talk about that, though, we've got GetHex in the house. Good morning, GetHex. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat there. And if you guys are watching, don't forget to hit the repost on the X. Only takes you a second of your time. Hit the repost. I really appreciate that. And smash the likes if you can as well. Now, if you guys haven't subscribed on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe. We're streaming on 3 YouTube channels: The Kryptonite Show, Superman Crypto, and Pulse Chain X. So smash the subscribe on any of those. And yeah, we've been getting some really nice growth on Pulse Chain X. So big shout out over there. And if you're on X, of course, we're rebuilding the channel. My old channel got pulled down unfairly as usual. Usual play. And so we're rebuilding there. So hit the follow button and help rebuild the channel. That'd be really great. As you guys know, I'm the only large Pulse Chain influencer that is streaming virtually every day. And I've done so for about 6 years. So don't forget to smash the likes on the way in if you love the content and share it around. All right. And let's get into it. So we've got Liberty Swap there. Good morning, Pulse Chain and Peacock friends. We are front running the market. Woohoo! We like that. We like that. And then, of course, what do we got here? We got 5 hours ago over the weekend with extremely low trading volume. We bought back about 275 million Pulse and half a ETH that is now waiting for the Peacock LP. For future business growth, we will open more new and innovative routes or routes, depending on what your pronunciation is there, is between Pulse Chain and Railgun Tornado Cash. I think that deserves, you guys know it, deserves a clap. So pretty exciting. And GetHex says a true Superman is a beast. I appreciate that. Big shout out. Big shout out. All right, so we got that. We will strengthen our LP and lower our fee so that larger flows can move with ease. So, as volumes pick up, they make more revenue. And of course, while they're waiting for the volume to pick up, they're expanding all their product offerings, and that's bringing in more revenue too. So awesome stuff there from the team. And this is what we want to see. We want to see blue chip offerings building up on Pulse Chain, right? We talk about this all the time. We are relocating Peacock. We're relocating this. Now, this could cause a little bit. We'll see how the market goes through this. This is coming up. Well, maybe it's already happened. I don't think it's happened yet, but it might be coming up. But we're relocating Peacock and our liquidity from our contract in preparation for the upcoming smart contract upgrades, liquidity migration, and the Railgun integration. All funds remain secure. So hopefully that's just pretty seamless, goes through, and the market doesn't react too weirdly about that. And so on. Yeah, so there we go. No, users do not need to pull their LP. The LP migration will be completed within 2 to 3 hours. Well, this is 4 hours ago, so it may have been done already. For now, we are reducing the Peacock LP inside our contract because keeping millions of dollars worth of Peacock in the contract before we upgrade creates unnecessary risk. So we know that yesterday they said they're well on track for their deadline. So people were saying, "Are you going to be a little bit late?" They go, "Yeah, we might be a little bit late," but then yesterday they were kind of like, "Whoa, I think we're going to be on target." So everything's, and this looks like a pre-set up for this Railgun. So it's very exciting, guys. Very exciting. For PDI, ETH, and Pulse and USDC, we already have a plan to migrate the LP without requiring any actions from the users. So kind of cool. All right, so that is coming from them, and very cool. So that's a mate that's probably happened, I don't know, already happened or happening now or something. That's pretty much where we are. And Peacock weekly chart. Now, Peacock weekly chart's looking pretty good. Obviously, we just looked at that now. We've got the daily chart there, but the weekly chart, that's the weekly chart, looking pretty good. And the RSI on the weekly is printing, right? So we're at 57. And of course, there was a nice little chart in here from somebody as well. I thought was pretty cool from Ryan Collins, and just showing that we just printed green on the bands here, and we've got a weekly close above the band. So that looks mega bullish. Look, I remember last time we had that, right? We had the green and a green candle. Look at it, rallied out of that. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! So is it going to do that again and then rally all the way? It's got. I mean, look at the target up here, 4 cents. 4 cents. Let's bring it. Let's bring it. Last time high was just below 3 cents, right? So that's looking pretty good. But it might happen faster than this prediction here, given that Railgun is coming up very, very soon, and the fees and extra, the wallet and everything else that goes with it. All right, so that is, I thought that was kind of cool. I love the pattern of growth. Says Liberty Swap, slow and steady, and we'll get there. $10 is the target. Build liquidity. build demand and strengthen the community. So, bullish posting there. All right, so let's scroll back up here. 4 hours ago, obviously they're not doing liquidity for other pump tire tokens at the moment because obviously they're focused on the Peacock. Because now because our Peacock supply is running low. They need more Peacock, guys. They're running low, and we need to buy back Peacock with our own funds. Woohoo! I don't think they've done that at the moment. Like they've been doing it, but I don't think they've. I think they're indicating they've got more to come. Projects can buy Peacock from the market as well. That's double demand, right? Double demands. There are 2 sources of demand for the old Peacock and handling the bonding themselves. And we will burn all the tokens that were sent to us except for anything that was gifted. Or grifted. I grifted there. So yeah, pretty exciting there. So lots of things coming for the old Liberty Swap, both technology and potentially demand wise. Very cool. Now we're going to scroll up here. This is 3 hours ago. As a Peacock holder and a PLS holder, I always use a hardware wallet to store our coins. So they obviously got good financial management there. And what we're waiting for, right? This was the November roadmap. And we've had a tick for the first one to 300K worth of pulse to provide liquidity. We had a tick for the 8th of November. Pulse routes went live. Now, obviously, during this time, we've actually, the chains had lower volumes. We're going to be talking about that. But, as volumes pick up, more revenue picks up, more bridging, more swapping, everything else, right? Both on all chains, because they're multi-chain, provider, right? And of course, they set up the PLS on Ethereum and PulseChain. Remember, Ethereum and Ethereum and Uniswap there, the big liquidity providers essentially, and the Liberty Swap is playing their role in terms of harvesting and vampire, which is pretty neat. And of course, creating a utility. I mean, let's be fair, they're playing a utility. Pretty cool there. The 15th, of course, we saw PDI go live. The PDI crew went crazily excited. We're talking about Decentralized Me and many others, so they were pretty happy. Dirty crypto. And then, of course, we're expecting the next step from that to be the real big mover, and that's the layer 0, right? And any arbitrage, and of course, PDI to $1 ratcheting up towards that. So that's kind of the play there. We also got Wrapped Ethereum mainnet went live too on the 15th, and that was pretty flawless. 2-way bridge launches. And all fees will support the Peacock liquidity. And then, of course, November, the 30th there is coming up, guys. Woohoo! 6 days away, is it? 6 days? It's 5 days for me. 5 days, maybe 6 days. 6 days away and counting. So we're less than a week away. And Railgun to a PulseChain bridge goes live with privacy-enabled transfers. But we also found out more information about that. Is obviously they're going to have a privacy wallet with new addresses to support, and also tied into Tornado Cash, which is pretty epic. And of course, they've been bringing over this US dollar and Ethereum liquidity to set that up, as well as resetting their Liberty Swap contracts, getting ready for all of that. So exciting times. It's going to be more revenue as well, and maybe revenue at scale. Like the percentage will be relatively low, so not to deter people from using, but actually the volume, lifting the bigger volumes, right, in response. So pretty cool. And we may even see, this could be the solution that is needed for, if Richard Hart's going to want to do some routing of 100 ETH or whatever in privacy, right? So we're going to look out for that too. So that's pretty exciting. And of course, also benefit, PDI as well, which seems to be getting a bit of love from the team. So that is Liberty Swap right now on the news, and we're pretty excited about where that's going. And of course, the price there is starting to sneak up, there. Now we've got Bria at number 7. Bria is on the move as well. We are expecting what else? Not only Liberty Swap Railgun, but we're expecting Coinwell to be launching soon, and with a change in sentiment in the markets, and of course the interest rate cuts looking positive for that V recovery and a big run into December. Then it's if that all holds true as it is so far, we may get a solid re-rate in the old Bria with the Coinwell, because apparently going to be the AI agent in the Coinwell. So we'll keep a lookout for that. And also we've got was it Pirate Coin? Is it Pirate Coin? Something like that. I think that's the new name, I think, for Coinarchy. So if that's the case, then yeah, that's on the move too. So yeah, Bria just moved up 11.6% today at number 7. That's nearly the bottom, so it's actually a pretty good probably pickup there. Once again, not financial advice, but just coming off the bottom there. Pretty small market cap at the moment, 188K. Liquidity, relatively small, but okay for the market cap, 23K. Volume only 2K at the moment. So we'll see whether we get a little bit of runaway on that. Obviously, that's dependent, right? Dependent. So not financial advice. Do your own due diligence. We've got DevC, number 8 is up 10%. So it looks like we've got 8 coins over 10% at the moment on the 100 trending here. And we've got Zendog in there tied to Peacock as well. That's up 9%. Unity making a little bit of a comeback there, up 8% now that it's in third phase, isn't it? Third phase. What day is it on at the moment? 3 months, so that doesn't give me the days. But let's have a look at the website. This is obviously from Cryptographics, and we're waiting for, I guess, the next big project to launch, which is going to be fun. So let's go to the stats page, and we can see what day is it? 99. So day 110, remember, is when we're going to get the fractal. That is going to have all that funds there, move back into the buy and burn. And hopefully by the time that does do that in the next 11 days, Pulse and PulseX will be up and up higher, especially after the ProveX day 21 has gone through on the 2nd of December. So that could be pretty bullish too. So we'll keep a lookout for that. At the moment, the buy and burn still got $140,000 or so in it. That's a $1,400 buy and burn at 1%. And so that's still ticking away there in the buy and build. Still got $56,000 at the moment at 10% max. So they're maxing that at the moment. So what's that? $5,600 a day apparently. So that is helping support the token as well. And we can see a little bit of lift there. Now the ratio to PulseX is also climbing. So we bottomed out from the looks of it at 2,400, and we're now at 3,700. Of course, we went past that day 89, and therefore, it's how much we're 10 days past that now, and so it's game on. So if we look at 10 days ago on the chart, how many days ago is that? It's 10 days. So 10 days ago, we were back here, and we actually continued down with all that volume coming on the market, pushed us down, and the sentiment in the market, right? What we're having with the marketplace was pretty bad, the leveraging, and then we've had a rally out of that for the last 7 days. So, doing pretty well with that buy and build, and with the buy and burn in there as well. So that's kind of the play right now. We are in phase 3, and phase 4 will be when the fractal gets called. This is my categorizations, of course. And then, of course, later on, he's got, Cryptographics got another big project that should benefit both Unity and Taurus, right, on Ethereum. So that's the play right now. And then stats at the moment, liquid. We've got high liquid, 2.8 million. So people are not staking, and as much as they should, arguably, based on the design. And the staking is actually at 1.5 million, which is 26.6%. We've still got more, supply coming out. So it's going to be interesting to see this project play out. But at the moment, the staking yield is 157% at the moment. You've got to pay the 5% fee too. So we're going to keep a lookout for that and see how it can run. Obviously, if PulseX and Pulse run too, we could see all this going up pretty nicely from here, even with the volumes out in the market and the next big protocol coming. So keep a lookout for all that. All right, so if you want to get the latest and greatest in there, definitely go check out Cryptographics, and he does a lot of X spaces and things like that. So place to be. All right, what at number 9 is Zendog. You talk about Unity, and number 11 is Hex Pump Tires. It's up to 5.7%. 9mm, the big DEX, the second big DEX at the moment. That is doing how much in volume? It's doing $937,000 volume, and we do have 9-inches come back into the mix there. 9-inch, of course, losing the big support from SolidX. Let's go to the volumes on here. It's not doing much volume now. Mostly it's just the main token itself, 9-inch, since SolidX has pulled the LP from Firewall from the looks of it. And the price gone down too. So at the moment, let's have a look at where we are on that. Oh, where we're looking here, 9-inch, okay. Oh, sorry, I'm supposed to see all dexes. Let's go back here. All right, so that's 9mm. Currently at 6,300 of a penny. So we only got those 2 big dexes. And then we've got the two balancer forks. And so we've got 6,300 of a penny right now. So we're up a couple here. Now, obviously, this is down because the chain's down, right? So that's just the way it goes. Prices start going up, volumes go up. And then these dexes should get re-rated quite strongly, including the aggregators, like Patias and any swapping aggregating kind of sites like Time Dividend, maybe Swift as well, things like that. All right, for investor at the moment from the OG WebChef family is $2.90, up 5% today. PulseX in the mix there. Source on mini meal is up 4%. Now, obviously, this is expected to go over to Solana, all over the place sometimes. But you can, if you do participate in it, you will, basically migrate over to Solana with it and benefit from their roadmap. And of course, their buy and burn treasury must be massive. I don't know, it could be 10 to 15 million or something, maybe higher. I mean, I haven't done some calcs for ages. I'd have to take into account what they've already spent on the buy and burn. But it could be pretty massive by now. Pretty massive. So once they do move, it could be pretty awesome. Now, I do think Floyn market was probably what encouraging them to go to Solana. So we'll see what happens here. I think it would have been much better to stay here at Pulse Chain, but we'll find out. What else there? We got ABC Apen there, number 16, up 4%. We got Ring, the one meme, up 3% there. What else there? World's Greatest Pete Open up 3%. Time dividend, we talked about that. If we get a re-rate on the old Pulse Chain, more volumes, etc., price run, and that will probably start to really fly. Now, big shout out to them. We're going to talk about them in the Monster thread, but they had a big milestone hit, so we'll talk about that later. And they're up at the moment at 7,800 of a penny. Let's go to the weekly because we've got such a big long chart. That's the weekly chart there at the moment. So do have higher lows in the place, but being capped out at about half a cent. But I think that's going to change in the future, and it will be worth have a big runaway on the old chart there. That's what I expect to see. What else? Pulse Puppy up 3%, Liberty up 3%. GoPulse currently at 6.9 cents at the moment, up 2.7%. One of our big information utility sites. A little controversial though around the swapping, of course. Some whales have paid a handsome price for some of the swaps apparently. UFO up 2.25% there, as along with PTC the Greys. Not too much happening with that at the moment. Lady Gaga up 2%, and so on. So that's kind of over 2%. Everything else is up, very slightly. We got Patias down here at the moment at 3 cents. So a quick look at Patias, the DEX aggregator, and that is right at the bottom right now. So I think it's just getting priced down with the market, and also there's other things that people are rotating into. The hottest thing at the time. But at the moment, this is probably one that's looking pretty friendly for a pickup, to be honest. We are waiting for the AI solution, the 2.0, with the trading markets. I don't know where they're at with that, and I haven't checked out, but we'll see whether they've got anything up on that. Maybe it's a little bit more difficult than they thought. We'll find out. So yeah, but that's pretty much it. We talked about X Game earlier. X Game is up 1% at the moment, 1/1500th of a penny. We'll see what happens there. We'll still keep an open mind about that, but doesn't looking particularly positive at the moment. All the comments that we've seen and the site down at the moment, but we'll keep a lookout for that. Sometimes I like to wait a little bit before you call on something, right, just to see, get more information. We've got Sparta at the moment is sitting at 0.2 of a penny. That's up 1% right now. SolidX, we talked about, X Game or SolidX at 77 cents still. We were still waiting. I don't know, we were going to wait for the staking leagues. Obviously, that was also revenue dependent on X Game. There's not just X Game, right, but there's also the Solid trading platform on Telegram, which operates very well. That's probably been earning quite good money, I would presume. Now, there were referrals in that with the Pulse. People earning fees of that. That is not being paid out. So we're still waiting on that as well. So we'll just keep open-minded and question mark over those things at the moment. And of course, X Game having another game coming along as well, but the game's down. It doesn't look like it's offline today. So we'll see what happens with all that. I'm not sure if there's been any updates online. I just haven't had a check, but maybe we could do that a bit later. What else there? 9-inch down here, obviously. Not really going to talk too much about that anymore. For some time. What else? Scroll down here. Vouch, of course, down 1% at the moment. Obviously down with Pulse Chain, right? So the number one validator there on Pulse Chain. Hex at the moment. What a deal on Hex at the moment. 0.4 of a penny. Liquid loans and all that. I think all the liquidity forks will get re-rated, but it's kind of later in the piece. They're not as dynamic in terms of operation, but when Pulse and all that recover, then these should all theoretically re-rate in value, right? So we'll see probably a run on the liquidity forks at some stage, along with the DEXs that we talked about earlier. Some of the treasuries here, like Sparta with their treasuries, assuming they've got a decent amount of treasury left, that they may re-rate as well. But we'll keep a lookout for that. So we've got some of the treasury teams. I think that's pretty much it right now. So the one that's down at the moment is this horrible pull from B Roots and Ian Einish. The volume is down to 24K now, so still, turning over stuff. But it's a dog's breakfast. That was from the ProveX sacrifice there. Avoid that one, in my view. Once again, you can do what you want. It's a free world. But there we go. All right, so that is where we are right now. We're going to get into the ProveX sacrifice next. And so we've got another comment here from Get Hex shared. I appreciate that. Big shout out for sharing the show around. Yeah, if you guys haven't, smash the link there. How are we doing for time? An hour. We're actually doing pretty well there. Now it's gone past already. It feels like 10 minutes. So that is the link. We've got Crypto MVS in the house there, the editor-in-chief of the Monster Thread. Good timing, MVS, because I'm about to talk about the Monster Thread after ProveX update. So good timing there. All right. So we've got the total. How many hours? We've got 53 minutes to go in day 9. And then we've got an 8-day countdown before we get to D-Day, as I call it, which is the 21st day. And that is the 2nd of December. And I call it D-Day because we're going to find out how much people decide to sell down Pulse Chain to get into this. Now, so far, we've seen a relatively modest amount, although significant still, but not giant, not tens of millions or whatever available to take on the chain. But this is kind of where we are right now. So, Richard indicates people not to sell at a loss, and basically they bring fresh capital in, and of course to target new users. The other big thing, of course, is that ProveX, if it has a low capital amount, let's say, I don't know, 10 million, this is the retail side of it, ignoring the OA, which might take 85 to 95% of the supply, then that would be a relatively easy one to pump, right? So we'll see where that plays out, makes sense. And of course, that would be a big win there. And of course, if the technology has enough uniqueness to it, then it's has its own special features and is as good as indicated. Then we could see that being a big multi-chain, adopter and siphoner, and the value captured into Pulse Chain ultimately. So time to rate increase there is 51 minutes. So we've got $4.4 million at the moment for day 9, just about finished. 88 billion points so far. 5,877 sacrifices. Remember, that compares to about 50,000 or so for Pulse Chain, and about 105, 110, somewhere in that ballpark for PulseX from memory. Yes, that's where we are right now. And you can see there's a red line here is ticking away. And we're on day, we've got just a few minutes to go for day 13, and then we're going to enter day 14. And then, of course, we've got basically a week to go after, well, weekend or 8 days to go after that. And this is the big day coming up. Now, at the moment, that's $1 for 10,000 points plus the volume bonus on there. And then, of course, once we get into the day 22 all the way to the day 54, we're going to be moving all the way up to $7.40 by the day 54 on the 4th of January next year. And that will be suddenly $7.40. So we are expecting, the big day there, the 2nd of December. Will that be what sort of day will that be for Pulse Chain? Arguably it should be a down day, but we might have more buying than demand, more buyers than sellers, right? Might be a counterintuitive move if we get more, like even if people sell to SEC for it, we might have maybe probably not, but it's probably the least scenario. But if we did, that would be a surprise. But probably at the moment is for a down day. But doesn't mean that we don't get some better improvements over the week ahead with the positive news, and then maybe a bit of a sell off there on that last day. So if we have had a little bit of a rally into that day, maybe it won't be so bad. We'll see. We'll find out. So that's the play there. And then is that the bottom, right? It's the 2nd of December, the bottom for Pulse Chain ultimately. And then it's a game on from there, especially if the market picks up and we see some cool things happen. We should see, and a bit of a relief rally, right? And then, of course, maybe God Mode candle in December, January. Who knows? Chess players at work. Maybe it's well into the end of the sacrifice. So the end of the sacrifice, of course, moves into phase 3 on the 5th of January, which is day 55. All the way to day 59, which is ends on the 10th of January. So basically the 9th. And, what will happen then? Gold mode candles. That's also happens to be timing with the end of the holiday period that people have, for Christmas holidays. And then, game on from there. All right. Leaderboard at the moment. Well, we've got the Buckamentals ProveX pool. That's up at almost $2.2 million, 54.5 billion points. So 2.2 almost. So almost half of the total value has come from the Buckamentals team, and we know that the majority of that is fresh capital, with some of it coming from PulseChain. Number 2 is $70,000 for number 2, and number 3 is $64,000. And then we've got a couple of 50,000, 40,000, and a couple of 30,000s and 20,000. So you need 22,200 if you're going to solo sacrifice number 10. And the one thing I would say about this is that will Rack and Michelle come in and sweep in with some sort of large sacrifice set by the 2nd of December and take number 1 spot. At the moment, the multiplier, in addition to the dollar for 10,000 points, is 2.5x. We'll see whether Rackham decides to do that. Rackham, of course, has also got his Coinwell, right? So he's got to put capital to that. So we'll find out exactly where he heads with all this at the moment. How much fresh capital does he bring in from other businesses and VC funds that he has, etc.? What sort of consortium does he come in with? Lots of questions there, right? Lots of questions. We will find out. Let Rackham play his hand, as it were, play his hand. We've got Hex Raider in house there. Hey, gang, good to see Hex Raider. Big shout out. Hey, guy, you like this? Who's this damn guy, man? Hex Raider's been coming in with this thing. Hi, guy. All right, so we've got a funny bunch of people in the community. We got WLF on Pulse in the house there. We got the World Liberty Fries is in the house there. Good morning to you. Good morning. All right, so that's kind of where we are with the leaderboard, and let's check it out. So we've got the total amount, $3.3 million so far has come from ProveX, that 4.4 million. 3.3 million has come from Ethereum, so that's what 75%. PulseChain at 860,000, and that's largely driven by the ProveX pool, by Bunkamentals and the team there. Sort of the public community is sacrificing as the whale. And then we've got BSC at 66k, Base at 48k, Solana at 41, Arbitrum at 43.2, sorry, and then Bitcoin at 15.5. But look, Monero is almost over 10,000, and it's slowly climbing. And we've got Polygon and Cardano and Optimism and everything else below that. So there we go. So some interesting ones here. We've got BSC and Base, so they're kind of interesting, and Solana, so and Arbitrum. So interesting chains there. Now, obviously we're also expecting the OA to come in and sprinkle its magic to take the majority of the supply. And that would be with the ETH, no doubt, with the ETH. What else? Harry Williams in the house there. What's up, Polskins? Good to see Harry. Now, it would be interesting sort of scenario that the OA doesn't come in, right? That'd be interesting. And that the coin is controlled by the people, for the people, for the power of the people. So we'll see. We'll see whether he takes a different route. But typically, Richard likes to take the majority of the coins and control the system that way. As the Federal Reserve, Richard Hart, aka Federal Reserve. We already saw that earlier in the year with the OA staking for Hex, and we've seen a number of moves happen this year around incentive pools, etc. So we'll keep a lookout on that. What else there? We got Harry Williams in the house there. What's up, Pulsicans? Good to see you, Harry. Welcome to the chat as well. All right, so let's kick it into the last topic of the day. We're an hour and 8 minutes into the live stream, and that is the update for ProveX, day number 9. We've got 45 minutes to go, but essentially that's we might get a late surge, and it's always possible that jumps up at the end. But certainly we are getting into the main event, or leading into the final 8 days, and countdown towards D-Day on the 2nd there. We shall see. All right, so let's get into the monster thread. So big shout out to MBS Crypto. He's in the house here at the moment, and of course he's the editor-in-chief of the monster thread and a promotional lead for the Crypto Night Show. Now, if you're a team out there and you want to get some post-promotion support, as you guys know, the Crypto Night Show is probably one of 2, maybe 3 groups on PulseChain that does promotions. And of course, we like to set up as helping the small, medium, and large teams out there. Now, you can create the best project you want out there, but if you don't have promotions, no one's going to hear about you, right? So we've set up to do that provision, and pretty exciting. We do have the best cost to output ratio as well in terms of results, so definitely check it out by quite a bit as well. So if you want to head up by the MBS Crypto on X or myself, hit us up in any of our social groups there, and we'll see what we can do for you. All right, so the Monster Thread is out. This is week number 29. Not only do we do promotions, but we do publications. And the Monster Thread there is the newsletter for Pulse Chain, really. And Pulse Chain Weekly Monster Thread is out number 29 weeks, man. 29 weeks. And look, we live Pulse Chain as well as crypto. Of course, we love lots of things in crypto, and it's just a great pleasure to do this. Richard's message is the title here. Pulse Chain sponsor. Internet money record, and much, much more. And of course, you can check out the Kryptonite show for daily shows, etc. So I'm going to post this link in the in the chat here on YouTube. So there we go, Monster Thread 29, and it's bam. So that's the link there for those that are on YouTube. Bam, there we go. And if you're on X, I'm going to post that underneath X as well. Maybe I don't know if MDS is there at the moment, but we'll post that on this as well. And there is Monster Thread 29. Bam. All right. Bam. All right. I always misspell the monster there. Almost did. All right. Bam. All right. That is the play. So give it a good read and share it around. It's kind of cool. But let's get into it, and let's get into the beats. So the first story in the last week, so is the hottest news over the last week, is Richard's message. So Richard Hart attempts to educate the masses to ditch margin trading. Obviously, Richard's been a big proponent against margin trading. We know a lot of the big crypto influencers push margin trading. Now, I'm a little bit, if people want to do it, they want to do it. But, Richard's kind of saying, most people lose, and they do. Most people lose. So, you got to be careful out there. It's exciting to do margin trading, and that's a bit of the allure to try and outdo the market, make some pretty mad gains. But actually, most people are bad at risk management. And if you're not good at risk management and trading, and then you're going to use leverage trading and margin trading, perpetual trading, and then you're going to get wrecked, right? So if the first thing, if you're ever going to do anything like this, is risk management, if you don't learn how to do that, you're pretty much screwed, right? That's why 98% of people generally fail over time at trading. So the other thing, of course, is emotions. You got to be able to control your emotions as well and keep to your disciplines, right? Including risk management. So there's a couple of little things there to think about. Ditch margin trading to avoid liquidations, bad oracles. Now, obviously, centralized exchanges also have been highly criticized for manipulating the markets and rinsing their own. So they offer you margin trading, and then they dump ETH and they dump Bitcoin and all this stuff. These are large exchanges to manipulate market prices and liquidate people, right? So we get bad actors in there as well. Also, market makers can be bad actors. So you get all that sort of stuff. So yeah, avoid liquidations. They can be triggered by manipulation. Bad oracles, of course, scam wicks, and counterparty risk as well. There's lots of risk to it. Now, also, basically saying, just hold spot, buy spot, hold spot. And in other words, hold this, just buy and hold the asset and get the leverage out there. Also shares ProveX updates with over 4 million in total US value. And of course, we just went through that with the vaults, and we're up to 4.4 million now. Now, we also had backstage with Vibra Finance and Lindsay. So Lindsay's there on the right there, a well-known Pulse Chain influencer, linked up backstage with rap legend Chris Bebby. And of course, he's got 126,000 followers, and they watched this epic show, hailing him as a humble dude, or humblest dude ever. That's pretty cool. So that was a cool little picture there. You can see, not bad. Then we had Switch Volume Milestone, Brandon, obviously formerly Rags to Riches, and of course a large Pulse Chain influencer, and of course prolific protocol developer, and does it professionally for a lot of teams. Includes teams like Unity and Taurus from cryptographics. So he's done lots of projects, and highlights Switch. Of course, he added in Pulse Chain about 2 weeks ago, I think it was, something like that. So hitting $1 million in Pulse Chain trading volume in 13 days, and that's on low market too. That's in the market environment we had. So a lot of probably selling volume there. With a shout out from what's it, Angelic there? Is it Angelic? Yeah, Hex Lotus, I should say, sharing her bullish Pulse Chain vibe. So it was pretty cool from Brandon. So congratulations to Brandon and Switch, and it's a great site. Also has a great API that you can embed on your websites and things like that if you want to do that to add in Pulse Chain. Outside the box, we've got 369 here. Extrovert has been joining and co-hosting spaces with Blockcast. Of course, this is outside the Pulse Chain community, 53,000 followers, and Andy Leon there, 192,000 followers. And of course, discussing various topics with positive conversations while representing Pulse Chain in the crypto town square. So a big shout out there to Extrovert there for that. Lots of teams have started to try to move as far outside of the Pulse Chain community to hit up no coiners, people that are in other crypto communities, and we're seeing a lot more of that. So that's great to see. BKFC, Pulse Chain sponsor, B Roots there, rallies the community as Firewall focuses Pulse Chain sponsorship to Pulse Chain for the big BKFC event there. So this was going to be X Game, right? So that's another piece of information that sort of makes a bit more alert around the X Game, what's happening there. So obviously focused on Pulse Chain and wanting Pulse Chain to do well. Obviously that would also support Firewall's position on Pulse Chain too. But that's a big deal. So that's going to be at the BKFC event, which is the second one that we've seen so far. Pulsescope, and that's basically, if you're not sure what that is, it's basically like boxing on ice skates. I think it is boxing on ice skates. I think it was ice skates, rollerblades, something like that. Rollerblades, something like that. Was it rollerblades? I think it's like that. We got PulseSend at the moment. Pulsescope is live. So PulseSend. Now I've told you about PulseSend. PulseSend is kind of a big ecosystem that's growing and growing and growing, but it's kind of sneaking up on everybody, right? It's going to sneak up on everybody and probably be quite a sizable protocol on PulseChain. And they've just launched Pulsescope, blazing fast trades with pump tire memes on PulseChain, as highlighted by Trav Connors. Now, the other one that we're expecting pump tire support and a new front end potentially is Liberty Swap, right? Because Liberty Swap's pairing up with a lot of pump tire coins. And they've also talked about doing a new front end. So, we've got a little bit interesting potential competition here. I don't know how similar and everything they're going to be. But, at the moment, that's come out from PulseSend and with Pulsescope, so you can check that out. Now, a bit of a flashback from 5 years ago was a big payday anniversary. Of course, Pulse Chain, the official Pulse Chain one there, I think that's run by Matty Allen here, drops a nostalgic post celebrating the 5th anniversary of the epic Hex Big Payday Day 24-hour live stream, shouting out to the captain, Big Kowalski, Dollar Cost Crypto Funding, Jim, a hexologist, and many others. And you can kind of see the picture there from the old days. 5 years ago now, can you believe it? We've got hexologists there, Captain RG3, Richard Hart, Dollar Cost Crypto Funding Jim, Kareem the Dream, Escotar there, Matty Allen, Crypto Coffee, and Big Kowalski, all many of them wearing the top hats, including Richard Hart there. Nice photo there, Richard with the top hat there. So nice little flashback there for those that remember that. Now, we also had everything PulseChain. RH Max goes live to discuss everything ProveX on PulseChain and pools. And, of course, that was with the Buckamental team. These guys, this Buckamental's there. He's currently leading the public sacrifice at the moment, right? We saw it, $2.2 million from the public and getting everybody on the PulseChain or whoever's participating on other chains, the very big whale multiplier of 2.5. Now, that assumes they hold it, of course, because, who's coming in after that, right? Who's coming after that? So we'll see what that ends up being. ProveX breakdown. CryptoSolve there provides an insightful breakdown into leading ProveX sacrificer. So that was pretty cool. So, that was a breakdown actually into Buckamental's one here, along with BB Trippin as well. So Dylan Hextanti there. And those two, of course, have launched the 4 protocols that we've talked about in the past. Fiat, the fork of Aave, Famous, the GMX fork, and PHUX, the balancer fork, along with Fatty, the dashboard wallet. So those 4 protocols. And they've been disappeared for quite a while and then come back and working on this big pool. Now, we've got a breakdown there from CryptoSolve, one of our 3 big analytical influencers on PulseChain. Provides an insightful breakdown into the leading sacrificer, where the funds are coming from. Are they coming from PulseChain? Are they coming from a non-PulseChain, money? And, of course, you can't tell whether things are being rotated through exchanges and things like that. So, but it does give a nice little, little insight there. We had Fast praises Liberty Swap. So Fast Abdul, of course, is turning out to be quite a prolific protocol launcher on PulseChain, particularly around liquidity forks. And Fast Abdul shares his appreciation for Liberty Swap for listing Vault, making it easier to onboard from 6 different chains. So we're going to have a quick look at that post. and it's got the wrong link on it. I just realized. So it's got the wrong link. But anyway, that did happen. So anyway, it's got the wrong link on that one. But there we go. Internet Money breaks records. Internet Money obliterates their 2025 goal early with 103,000 total downloads. And I think this is amazing, right? No, well done to them. Well done to them. So, that's incredible. Over 100,000 downloads was their target for the end of the year. They've obliterated that. 103,479 downloads and 4,500 new ones. Amazing. Giving a huge shout out to Matt Wallace, 2.3 million followers Matt Wallace has for the awareness rocket. And Matt, of course, has talked about kind of being an ambassador on X, promoting it. He wants to be number one. And man, what a big lift there was. So huge for Internet Money, huge for Pulse Chain. And it bodes well for more volumes and swapping volumes, more revenue for the time holders. When Pulse Chain picks up even more, it's going to be pretty awesome. But remember, Internet Money is multi-chain as well. Very, very cool stuff happening there. So big shout out to Internet Money there. Blockchain Builders Bash, Wild SJ sends a huge shout out, I should say, to the Dizzle, or the Dizzle. We're not talking about David. We're not talking about David here. David Wood. But we've got the Dizzle here, which happens to be sort of female. Female there. Valerie, for throwing another incredible event at the Blockchain Builders Bash in San Diego, catching up with Paulinator and Edge Wallet, meeting legends like Kinkle and Haldeman here. So that's kind of cool. Nice little picture there of all of them together. So it's kind of cool at the Blockchain Builders Bash. And of course, our Wild SJ will be representing Pulse Chain in style. Not bad. We've got RampNow wallet development. Official RampNow announces developing a native wallet for Pulse Chain. So this is huge, right? Another big wallet for Pulse Chain. We need more, right? We need them really easy. Internet Money is great, but we need different forms of wallets so that people have, it's more intuitive for them. We lost the Rabbit wallet support, right? We got Pulse Wallet out there, but it'd be great to have, and a pretty recognized team there launching a wallet. So fantastic. So we talked about that with Liberty Swap, right? They're going to have a wallet for the Railgun, and now we're going to have this wallet, general purpose wallet here for official ramp. And it might take something like, I think let's have a look at the time frame here. 10 to 12 weeks for that. So, woo-hoo-hoo! That's great. So, we would love to get a kind of a Ravi wallet that's fully supported with all the tokens and everything that's smooth. That's super fast. That'd be pretty neat. So bring it on. That's all we can say. Coast swap updates. Hex Scout locks in a done deal with the Coast team and Stoic, adding CSD stablecoin to their onboarding app for seamless fiat to crypto swaps on Pulse Chain. So that's super bullish as well. So big shout out to them. So we're getting some key updates there. So people can, on Hex Scout, they can go now buy Coast stablecoins with their fiat. So there we go. That's pretty cool. So well done on that. On the old Hex Scout site, which is a big site for Hexkins, and that's pretty cool. Petius deflation era. So this is a key milestone. Obviously, Petius is the big DEX aggregator on Pulse Chain, but they have now got their own token. Petius PTS is now fully deflationary. Real revenue now will be buying back and burning tokens forever. With 5 million already incinerated. So we're expecting some big things from that because they do so much of the volume on chain. Now, I can't remember their last number. Was it somewhere between 65 and 70% something? I'm not sure if it's still holding that sort of market share, but it's pretty significant, and they're pretty much connected with a lot of the protocols on Pulse Chain. Pretty awesome. Well done to them. So keep a track of that one. But yes, so that's probably good timing, right? Where the market is, and we were expecting things to go. Could be a real takeoff there. And of course, if they bring out their, their AI trading solution platform, man, that could be next level. So keep an eye out on that one. Find this crypto princess. It's Holly, crypto princess there. Shares a video from, of course, Andrew Tate or Cobra Tate there as well, with just 11 million followers, teasing a ZKP privacy solution or revolution in his viral Find This Crypto to Become Rich video, prompting speculation from the community there. So we've got a little bit of a post here with his video.
Zero knowledge proof privacy solutions. A few people reply with tokens, but they're replying with the wrong one. There are two specific solutions which I guarantee are going to save most people, most common, good, hardworking, decent people who made money and don't want to get raped by the government from going to jail. And now I'm tasking you to do a little bit of research. Zero knowledge proof. This is what you're looking for. Zero knowledge proof privacy solutions, and send me your top 5 answers. And let's see if anybody can get the correct 2.
All right, so that was a little bit of a clip from him. And of course, the community came in after that. Of course, Crypto Coffee comes in. Are you talking about Rail and ProveX from Richard Hart's new ZK ODC project? So, lots of people coming in after that, which I thought was pretty cool. And of course, Holly, the Crypto Princess, talking about ProveX and Pulse Chains. How about that? All right, so that was kind of cool. And I honestly, I was laughing for ages when I saw this with his black eye. Obviously, he's in the MMA, and it's pretty hilarious. Anyway, so Rocket X exchange listing. Now, obviously, this is another big thing, potential upgrade for Pulse Chain Rocket X exchange. They've got 43,000 followers, and they got 200 chains on there. And of course, they add new chains all the time. Now, they teased something really nice. This year's a post asking, should we integrate Pulse Chain with potential to unleash liquidity from 190 chains while getting hundreds of positive comments? So you can see that post here, which is cool. Should we integrate Pulse Chain? Not bad. Unleashing the dam there too for Pulse Chain. Not bad. Liquidity from 190 chains sitting behind. I love that. So it was a great post there. We got lots of responses, of course, from people like a Wild SJ and Goo God and everyone else. So not bad. So that was wrapping up the monster thread there for week number 29. So some pretty awesome stuff there at the moment. We can see a lot of people doing some cool things together, like rap concerts. We've got lots of DeFi doing some major expansions on Pulse Chain, and getting some good early results. So very, very cool stuff there. So a big shout out to Crypto MVS. Well done on that. Now we do have some honorable mentions, which is here. We've got honorable mentions. We've got Going Parabolic. Tells Dave Portnoy he should join Pulse Chain. So Dave Portnoy, of course, was picking up a lot of the dips on that big retrace. Spent a couple $1 million. And Dave Portnoy, of course, the pizza guy. They got 3.7 million followers. Expanding to AJ Rip City. Expanded to Zora to promote Pulse Chain, which is pretty cool. Another social media platform. And Toby Wan provides a pitch to onboard high-value investors there as well. So big shout out to him, giving great creative there. Now, we do have some awesome teams in the monster thread. We've got the Heartwood Dog, Pulse Chain's anime series, which is just so fun to read and watch and everything. You definitely got to check that. I can't believe that Pulse Chain has our own one. We've got Rhino 5, of course, with their Pulse charging cycle. Really liking what they're doing there. It's looking very, very good indeed for the when Pulse Chain does a reversal. They're holding all those sweet bags in the treasury. And then we've got Emmet Farm offering juicy and lasting APRs. Emmet tokenomics is so good. It's just been set up really for sustainability there, and that's continuing to impress. So pretty cool. We also got a ProveX stats update, a community shout outs for the community, because the community is always doing some great stuff out there, and the project shout outs as well. So pretty awesome stuff there. Let's check out the latest. Of course, we've got the Viral Hog anime chronicles of Hog, Somi, and Andrew Tate. So if you haven't checked it out, definitely check it out. I love this. Look at this artwork, man, with Dragon. We've got Somi on there. Hog and Andrew Tate. It is hilarious, guys. It is hilarious there. Episodes 1, 2, 3, and 4 are out right now. So the episode 1, You Can't Fight Tate. Episode 2, Bug Eaters Straight Back. Episode 3, The Dark Side of the Spoon. And episode 4, Operation Titan is out as well. And you can see the visuals. Amazing, amazing stuff. Pretty cool. And of course, this week is episode 5's coming, guys. Episode 5 is dropping in this week sometime. So keep a lookout for Pulse with the Fallen. With Art with Dog. And keep a lookout for that. Hog token, of course, trading on the market. You can pick up some of that at the moment. And get into the community, into the Telegram there. Definitely join up because they're amazing in there. Big shout out to the Hog team. Amazing stuff. And there's a little teaser here from episode 5 coming up. So you can see it is pretty damn funny. Pretty damn funny here.
Now, who the fuck shot us out of the sky?
What the hell are you guys doing here?
Us? What the hell are you doing here, Ansoy? They must be holding something over you.
I just like to back the winners. Soldiers advance and kill these guys, but leave the guy with the Pikachu hat to me.
Now
So you can see it's pretty funny. Check it out. It's Pulse Chain's got its own anime series. It's crazy. Now they've got their first season is Pulse of the Fallen, and of course they've got an interim series which is the Chronicles, which we're watching at the moment. And then of course we got the second season coming up after this. Now after episode 5 comes out, there's one more episode. There's going to be 6. So these next 2 episodes are going to be really fun, as you can see. Pretty hilarious stuff there. The other one, of course, is Rhino 5. Big shout out to that team. Honestly, these are such great teams. You get in there and you feel really welcomed. So big shout out to them. And we may very much have an interview on with the Rhinofied team tomorrow. So I'm just trying to probably secure that today. So hopefully we've got the timings right there. So we may end up meeting the Rhinofied team tomorrow on live stream. So look out for that. Could be really cool, and find out all about their 28-day charging cycle. They're on, I think they're finishing charging cycle number 5. And of course that treasury is looking nice and fat and juicy. And they're just holding it back for the Pulse re-rate. Very cool strategy there. And of course, they're doing lots of giveaways as well. Some nice prizes going to some of these people here. Zuko got $100 in the latest prize giveaway. Casper $50, Tessa $25, and many others got $20. So nice stuff happening there. And you can pick up the Rhino on the market right now. So they got burns going on. They got you hold the token. You got rewards and Pulse, and they're building up the treasury. So it's a pretty cool ecosystem from that point of view. Called the combat token, right? Because that treasury is going to help them combat stuff. And their artwork is next level. Great stuff. And they just constantly marketing, guys. A big shout out to this team. As you guys know, I always say you got to get out there and get promoting. And a lot of teams are not doing it. Just saying. And if they need help, they can hit up the Kryptonite Show team, right? And we can help out there. Now, we got the Emmett farm right now, which I just love. Kairos is just pushing it. We've got about 7 kind of, I guess, established farms that are independent from the big dexes. And, Emmett is just leading the way, really, in many ways. The TVL, I think, is 10 times bigger than some of the others. And the sustainability of tokenomics has been very impressive. Pretty awesome. So you can stake Emmett and then EDI. And that's very popular. But also they have a huge number of collabs with different teams. So, it's amazing what they're doing there. So kind of cool. I think we had a little bit of a technical error there with 2 Emmett farm pictures, but you can see the high APR trucks. I love that coming out of the farm. Pretty cool. And we've got a bit of a military theme this time because they've got a new farm with the VIC, so the Veterans Foundation. And they've got a couple of peers there. So pretty cool. Vet and Emmett. APR was 52%. Hero and Emmett, 109%. And so that's looking pretty good with their new farm. There is Vic Foundation Farm. So Heroic APIs, defying gravity. I like that. The other big one, of course, they've added new farms around SolidX and Firewall. So the SolidX Index, as you guys know, is 4 different influences. Obviously, there's been actions happening in there. But SolidX Axis Live at the moment, 33% APR, and Nope Fire at 56% APR. So big shout out to Axis Live and Firewall, and of course, Nope token there from Crispy Man. No, sorry, from Randy Alaski. Fire there from Crispy Man, Axis from Axis Live, and SolidX from Firewall, which are the 4 parts of the index there. So they've got offering yields at the moment on Emmett. So big shout out there. Cool stuff. You can see some of the pictures of the yields there. And of course, you can join the community as well. Honestly, another great community, and they have airdrops in there. So if you join up, get yourself into the airdrop, get your wallet registered, and become part of the airdrops there. They're constantly airdropping airdrops from different teams, and they've got such a huge amount of collabs. You get all sorts of juicy rewards there just sitting in your wallet. Kind of neat. And you can see Emmett Farms animations next level. Look at that. Bam. All right, so big shout out there to Karis and the team. Now, obviously, we've got the live daily shows with Superman. Definitely, if you want to join up the Strategy Club at the moment, it's a really good value. I'm constantly passing intel in there, and that's only $35 a month. So it's just over $1 a day. I just highly suggest you join up today and become a private Discord there in the Strategy Club. Now, you can also become just a community member. I think it's about $12.50, something like that. You can become one of those as well. But Strategy Club does include community membership there as well. We've also got the free Telegram groups. You can join up to that. And then, of course, we've got some big updates here around the ProveX sacrifice on day 12. Obviously, I just did a bit of an update on that too. That was the latest one. We got some community shout outs to quite a few people. We got Dewey Scum here, Frank White as well. We got Zero Trusts, Crypto Empress in the house, Sierra Pro, and David Feder, all doing amazing stuff in there as well. So you can read through what they actually do, but they're doing incredible stuff for the community there. and you got a lot of the pulse chain influencers in the house that are willing to front up to do that. We also got cool projects. We've got good people, but also good projects out there doing their things as well. We've got True DeFi. We've got PLS Nothing with Nothing University coming soon, by the way. We've got Slimewell out there as well, being able to mint on the old Slimewell. And we've got Pulse Incinerator there as well. Pulse Incinerator is there too. So got some cool projects out there also getting a shout out there today. All right, so hope you guys enjoyed it. That's the Pulse Chain Weekly Monster Thread number 29. That's 29 weeks of history documented in the newsletter there. And it's a great for onboarding new people. So share it around to new people and give it a good read. If you're busy in the week, it's perfect for you. You can catch up on all the action over the last week. So it's a win-win there for people that are already in the community and also onboarding new people as well. Once again, congratulations, MVS Crypto, on that one. All right, hope you guys enjoyed it. Now, if you want to hit us up as well, MVS or myself, and we're happy to help as well. If you're in the team out there, you want to get promotions done. All right, yeah, pretty cool. I just laugh at that image of Andrew Tate there with the black eye. This is too funny. All right, take care, everybody. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. And you just never know. Maybe we might get one of these sometime in December, January. Who knows? But that's definitely was mentioned by Richard Hart. Right? It was mentioned. Let's see.
You could get a God candle at any moment. You could get a God giant at any moment. Candle at any moment. Giant because it's easier to get them. Because it takes easier to get them. Because it takes less economic energy. Because there's less of it for sale.
All right. Hope you enjoyed that. Catch you on tomorrow's show. And I'll see you then. Hopefully we may very well have the Rhinify team in the live stream in the studio, and we'll get a breakdown on everything they're doing because they're an amazing team. All right, take care. Bye for now.